Hi, my name is Larissa Leret, and I'm going to be talking about the OSHA standard for Hazwoper PPE. And as you can see on your screen here, I have the 4 different levels of PPE picture, and that's what we're going to be talking about today. Now, the first OSHA standard Hazwoper PPE I'm going to talk about is level A, which requires the greatest level of skin, respiratory, and eye protection. Now, level A is required for any type of jobs or work sites that handle chemicals or toxins or have a chance of having chemicals and toxins exposed to you through splashes or even airborne. Now, the type of PPE worn has a positive pressure, ASR, full face piece, SCBA. Now, ASR stands for air supplying respirator, and SCBA stands for self-contained breathing apparatus. Now, SCBA is used a lot throughout the OSHA standard, so this is a good thing to know. It also comes with a totally encapsulating chemical protective suit, as you can see in the picture. Coveralls, which go under the suit. Now, clothing for under the protective suits, you shouldn't wear too thick of clothing because it does get hot, and depending on your work environment, you may be in an enclosed area or even outside in the sun. It's still hot. You don't want to pass out or have a heat stroke, so you want to make sure you keep yourself hydrated and you don't wear thick clothing when wearing these protective suits. You also have to wear gloves, inner gloves and outer gloves. It all has to be chemical resistant because you are going to be messing with chemicals. You also have to wear boots. They have to be steel toe shank chemical resistant boots. Now, of course, you have to wear the chemical resistant steel toe boots. Steel toe boots are required in any type of PPE, pretty much. Just in case you drop something on your toe or your shoe, you're not messing up your foot because you have that steel toe protecting you. Now, you also have to wear a hard hat. Depending on the protective suit that you're wearing, some hard hats can go underneath the suit, some can go over. Like I said, it just depends the type of suit you're wearing. And also, depending on the company, they might give you disposable protective suits, gloves, and boots. Now, the disposable suits are a lot cheaper, but the type of suit that you see in the picture is more than likely made of rubber or rubber. More than likely, it's made of rubber, which usually you have to go clean on it. You have to clean them, which we'll talk about later on in the presentation. Now, the next OSHA standard Hazwoper PPE we're going to talk about is level B. Level B requires more respiratory protection than it does skin protection. As you can see in the picture, the man is not wearing a totally encapsulated suit. So unlike level A, level B does not require a totally encapsulated suit. You do need the positive pressure full face SCBA. You need chemical resistant clothing because you are still going to be working with chemicals, but these chemicals are more airborne than they are going to be splashing on you. You have to wear the coveralls, all chemical resistant. Your inner and outer gloves, boots. Boots have to be steel toe shank chemical resistant, like we talked about earlier. The hard hat, as we said earlier, the hard hat, it depends what type of suit you're wearing. It could either go inside or outside, but the face shield is required along with the ASR. Now, because level A and level B both require the full face SCBA ASRs, it does allow you to work in places where you can't breathe the air. Unlike level C and D, level C and D don't require the same type of respiration as level A and B. Now, in the picture, you can tell that the man isn't wearing a totally encapsulating suit because he has a tape going down the middle and also across his mask, probably to get a better seal on his suit. He also has the duct tape around his gloves also, I'm assuming to make a better seal. You see those straps he has on his shoulders, more than likely that's because he has a tank on him that's a part of his ASR. But you can also see the man in the background. He also has duct tape around his boots also. Now, the third OSHA standard Hazwoper PPE we're going to talk about is level C. Now, level C is more used for when the company knows the type of airborne substances that are in the air. And with this, they use an APR instead of an ASR. APR is an air purifying respirator. Now, you can't use or replace the APR for the ASR because they're both used for different things. Now, back to the level C PPE calls for a full face or a half mask. You don't have to have the full face like you do A and B. You can have the hooded chemical resistant clothing. Again, it has to be chemical resistant. You are still messing with chemicals. You have to have the coveralls underneath, your inner and outer gloves, your boots, which are chemical resistant steel toe shank boots. You also have the boot covers, as you can see in the picture on the left. He has the boot covers, which are also chemical resistant. And again, depending on the suit, the hard hat could go inside the suit or outside. You need the escape mask, and you need your face shield. Now, level C isn't as high risk because it's not an IDLH, and an IDLH stands for immediately dangerous to life or health. And as I said, level C is not. The level C PPE is more used for a moderate respiratory, skin, and eye protection. And the last OSHA standard Hazwoper PPE level we're going to talk about is level D. It's a work uniform affording minimal protection, which is like your basic work uniform. It's really only used when there's like nuisance contamination, there's really no hazards in the atmosphere or anything. Like the workplace is relatively safe. So you got to wear your coveralls, your gloves, your boots or shoes, but they do have to be chemical resistant, steel toe shank. Unlike levels A, B, and C, you could actually wear steel toe shoes. They don't have to be just boots. You could also get the disposable boots that are also chemical resistant. You have to wear your safety glasses or your chemical splash goggles that protect your eyes. If any splashes were to happen, they won't get in your eyes or anything. You have to wear your hard hat as usual, and you don't have that whole suit, so you don't have to worry about wearing in or out of the suit. You just go ahead and put it on. You also have to have your escape mask and your face shield. Like I said before, this is the minimal protection, which means there's really no hazards for your respiratory or skin health. So this is pretty much the bare minimum of PPE you would wear when it comes to Hazwoper PPE. Now, the last thing I'm going to talk about when it comes to Hazwoper PPE is how to don, doff, and decontaminate your PPE. Now, when it comes to don and doff your PPE, it all depends what level you have on. Anything level A through C you may need a little help with. Like as you can see in the top right corner, we have a man helping another man put on or probably take off his air tank, which is always not that easy to put on or take off when you already have your suit on. But like I said, to don and doff, it's best to probably get some help. Unless it's level D, you should be able to get level D on your own. It's very simple. It's not that complicated. But before you can even doff your PPE, you must decontaminate it. Now, when it comes to decontaminating, it all depends what kind of chemicals you were working with that day as to how to get those kind of chemicals off your suit. Now, in the top left picture, you see a man standing in a kiddie pool, and he's more than likely being hosed off, and they're letting all the water and things fall into that kiddie pool. Now, on the bottom picture, we have another way of decontaminating your PPE. You can see they step into this little shower. They continue to walk through. I can assume that this man over here on the right has a brush and might be scrubbing some of the chemicals off of the other man's suit. But also notice how these people are also wearing PPE. More than likely because it's possible that some kind of chemical could splash off of the other suits that they are cleaning, and they have to wear PPE so they're protected from said chemicals. But what the suits are clean with can range from a variety of things, from just plain old water to bleach mixed with water to bleach dish soap and water. Like I said, it all depends what type of chemicals. There may be a certain type of solution that needs to be put onto a suit after messing with certain types of chemicals. It just all depends on the chemicals that were being messed with that day. But that's all I have for Hazwoper PPE. Thank you so much. You have a great day.